Could DSPGamings need to acquire not just some of the money, but all of the money? Could that drive be ultimately what is about to screw him over? Hey guys, Jeff aka GCurse here with another ESP React video. Basically, I kind of said it already, I proposed a question. Could Phil's or DSP Gaming, could his drive to acquire money could have actually just come back to bite him in the butt? A little bit of context, because Phil says that his critics and his detractors never give any context and everything is taken out of context. It's the same thing that he's been saying since the beginning of time, basically. Phil has been basically really kind of doing laps around the metaphorical field, basically, celebrating this new computer setup that he has. And he said something that kind of made me tilt my head, but I ultimately did not react upon it. Phil was talking about how he is now paying for a musical service. Now, I'm not sure if it's monthly or if it's yearly. Knowing Phil, it's probably yearly, so he doesn't have to worry about, maintaining it, and he could just use all the music he wants. However, Phil is having trouble with this service that he's using. He's been talking about how it's still getting copyright and he has to kind of go and combat it. And he talked about how he shouldn't be getting this copyright because of the fact that that he gave his name, his channel name or whatever, to some system, and it should protect him. Don't know how it works. I really don't care. But like I said, I started thinking, and I was thinking, what if this is actually not as good as Phil thought? Sadly, I didn't post a video about it, and I just kind of let it float away, However, our boy James the Lesser Express Lane, he actually covered it. And it's actually something I've been thinking about. And ultimately, the question is, could Phil have really done some major damage to his channel by getting in league with this musical service? Okay, so 3, 2, 1.
Hello, and welcome to James the Less Express Lane, where we get you in and out as fast as possible with DSP has been using the AI music, whatever. Not that big a deal, right? Unfortunately for him, it's been getting copyright claimed.
Yeah, and that's why I'm saying I'm wondering if this service isn't as soundproof as Phil made it sound like it was, because when he originally started talking about it, he's like, oh, I can use all this music, I'm paying for a service, I linked my account to this service, and basically I'm protected. Nothing is ever guaranteed, and I'm shocked Phil doesn't realize that. But then again, this is DSP Gaming, that nothing is ever guaranteed. However, I'm really starting to wonder if Phil stepped in a trap that he cannot get out of now. Now, hear me out. Let's say Phil gets upset with this service, and he decides that once the pay cycle is done, he's going to cancel the service. By canceling the service, it basically takes his name out of whatever this program is. It removes his channel from that program. The issue is that Phil is now using a lot of this music on all his videos, his streams, his recordings, in any way possible. He is using this music. What if he stops using this service and basically they start copyrighting not just one video, but any video that even has a note of their music? What if they start copyrighting all of his stuff? And this is kind of what James the Lesser Express Lane talks about in this video.
Womp womp. And on top of that, what this dumbass doesn't seem to understand is the app that he's using, he's paying for. So the fact that the music is still already getting claimed is hilarious.
Okay, something I also want to say, it's not kind of related to the music issue, but if you see what the person says up here, he says, DSP just out here banning people for telling him he's using AI music. I said it before and I'll say it again. Phil, I know you're going to watch this video. You have a habit of watching all detractors' videos. So I know one of these days you're going to watch this video. And I hope you are, because I hope you get pissed off watching it. I hope you get so freaking mad that you turn over that table. I hope that fucking soda goes flying all over the place and that you literally have a meltdown. I hope you have that meltdown, Phil, because what I'm going to tell you is, here's the truth. You ready, Phil? Here's the truth. By banning people, by treating people as poorly as you do, you risk turning them into detractors. Detractors don't magically just appear out of thin air. They're created by your poor behavior.
But if he ever stops paying for it, all of it, you're paying for the ability to use it without it getting claimed.
See, this is what I was kind of talking about, and this is what I originally thought about when I first started hearing Phil mention this, but I just didn't really think about making a React video at all until I saw this. I'm like, damn, I should have done it, but I didn't think about it until, like I said, until James, the Lesser Express Lane, brought it out there. But yeah, it's like, what if he stops paying for the service and they just start copyright claiming, like I said, not just one video, but everything that even has one note in his stuff.
Even though somehow it still is, apparently. So for him to be paying money to use his music, that the second he stops paying for it, it won't be just some of the videos, it'll be all of them.
Oh, can you imagine the level of anger that's going to be, that he's going to be screaming when that happens? Because Phil is going to feel that he's not getting his money's worth and he's going to get rid of it. Look no further than that service that he used during the Kino arc. He paid for some service. I can't recall what it was, but it was supposed to help him stream on both YouTube and Kick. And people were literally telling Phil, "Hey, Phil, you don't really need to pay to use this service. There, you can set up an OBS, if I remember correctly, that you could do it. You could literally bypass having to pay people, for this service that you could literally just set up on OBS." And Phil was like, "Ha ha ha, ha, you're a loser. Ban, 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 ban. Ha ha ha, loser. Ban, ban, ban. Ha ha, loser." And what did he end up doing? He got rid of the service. Phil will do the same thing with this, but this time around, whereas he was just getting rid of a service that basically did all the work for him, Phil is going to be getting rid of a service that's embedded in his videos itself. He drops the service, and he drops the service. The moment he drops that service, that copyright system on YouTube, it will lock onto him and be like, "Oh, what's this? Oh, this video here has 3 seconds of this song. Oh, this one over here has a big long piece of song." It's going to hurt Phil. And honestly, considering this is the same guy who exploits people, who lies to people, who lied to his parents, do I feel that bad for Phil? No, come on, ask me. Do I feel bad? Come on. The answer is no, I don't. No, I don't, because this is something that Phil deserves. Phil likes to take the easy way out. Not only does Phil like to take the easy way out, he's a cheapskate.
Can't fucking wait for that to happen to him. Gonna happen to a nicer piggy, right? And mind you, he has his own music. He has Thugs on the Floor and The Rain is Very Heavy and the Sonic song. Like, he has his own music. Why?
I was hearing, I think it may have been Duty Sims. I can't recall who, but somebody actually thought that maybe whoever was that helped make that song for Phil, those songs for Phil, that Phil may have pissed that person off, and those songs may be on a blacklist now.
He has to use this music? I don't know. Other than he's a dumbass. He spent, like, what, $342 or $242 on that stupid music mixer. Now pays a monthly subscription fee.
Oh, so it could be a monthly subscription fee. But like I said, knowing Phil, once he feels it's not worth it, he doesn't think about the consequences. He's just like, oh, I don't want that. I'll just get rid of it. But Phil doesn't realize that just by getting rid of it, it doesn't mean the music is automatically gone. The music is embedded in his videos. Do you think Phil is going to take the time to literally go through video after video after video after video after video after video after video and delete all that music? No, he's too lazy to do that. And honestly, I don't feel that bad, because this is the same guy who has skated. He has skated easily, through the majority of his life. He needs to have a challenge every now and then.
Use other music. It's just, I don't get it. But it's DSP. He's not wasting money. He's not breathing.
So that is it, ladies and gentlemen. Basically, James the Lesser Expressling kind of beat me to what I was thinking, but it was something I was thinking of also. It's just like, what if Phil literally screwed himself over? And like I already said, I don't really feel that bad. Phil did this to himself. Now he has to deal with the consequences. This is the whole analogy of F around and F, or find out, or F around and find out, or how you want to say it. But basically that's what it is. Phil is about to find out.